Isaac, can you disable this?
Hello, hello, fans of the CIIHF Federation. I'm Diva Two Dimes here, brought to you with Broad FN and probably captions, sponsored by Galaxy Hockey Network. Here they are going to be our broadcast group, and we are just 8 or so minutes away from the first ever World Championship Draft, the second iteration of this tournament. This one will include NAMHLers and JBHLers. There is multiple different mock drafts going around, but I think we can all agree on the number 1 overall pick. I think we all know who we think Czechia will take. Broad FN, let's get this right early and started. Who do you got going first overall to Czechia, owned by Doggin and Mizia?
Due to the fact that they are owned by Doggin and Mizia, I'm going to have to say Wapex, as we heard in the interviews after the Lions won the JBHL Cup. They just enjoyed playing together. That's how they succeeded. So I think it's the obvious choice, picking Wapex first overall. And it's not like he's a bad player either. He was the MVP, had 55 points in the playoffs. It's just a great player to pick first overall. What do you think, Caption? Who's your first overall pick?
Well, there's not much really to say. I think we all know who it is. He was on the same team with Mizia and as well the owner with Doggin. Wapex, a very, very solid player. Everyone's going to want him. Not much really else to say about that, I got to say.
I mean, talking about first overall picks and selections, a lot of things that I recognized and patterns I picked up on from
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just pulled off the worst thing ever and just absolutely let everybody outside. So yeah, if you die in a second, I'll TP you back. So just keep going with the desk. It'll look a little weird for a second. My bad.
That's fine. Anyways, going back to what I was talking about, one of the most recognizable patterns was owners taking players they were familiar with, players that they knew from previous seasons or have coached previously. I think the biggest and most recognizable one was Zulu being taken, I believe, 3rd overall by Team Canada in the CWJC. Looking forward to this, I could see Wapex being one of the many players taken for that exact reason. And actually, in my mock draft, just to give some context here, a lot of players that I had mocked up were just familiarity drafts and picked because of reasons like that. Moving on to the 2nd overall pick here as well, we actually have Norway taking pick 2 here. There's probably 10 different players that can go here. I personally mocked only Burb. I've seen ZCDS mocked there. I've seen Theo. I've seen Pearled. I've seen a lot of players. Who do you guys think, assuming Wapex goes first overall, that the ownership duo in Norway are going to end up drafting?
Do you know who owns Norway?
Pulling it up right now. Norway's owners are Nuki and Texty.
Nuki and Texty. I think they could go with a familiar face, Brookson, as Nuki did coach Brookson in the JBHL before he was ultimately drafted to the BHL and plays for the Grizzlies right now, I think. But if I was Norway's owner, I think I would pick Lil Tango. When I play him in scrims, I'm always nervous. He is just a great player to learn from. He's amazing. So I think I'd go with him. What about you, probably, Caption? Who do you think?
The second round pick, Norway taking it. Again, like Duma said, a lot of people could be in that spot. I don't think it would be Little Tango. As we know, he is a French, and I think he's already said to me once about where he wants to go. Everyone could
That
probably
is
guess.
true. That is true. Quebec,
Second
probably.
pick, I don't honestly don't know. I honestly would have to say it's between CCD or yeah, actually just CCD would be the second pick I think, without a disc goof.
And honestly, Brad, you mentioned something very interesting there. You said that the Norway has the opportunity to take a goaltender second overall, and they do have Nuki, who I'm assuming could potentially step in as a skater, and Texty even as a goalie. Not that I really think Texty would even be a top 12 goalie in this league. There's a lot of non-HL eligible goaltenders and a few JBHL goaltenders who I think had better seasons than Texty this season. But moving on to the idea of taking a first round pick goaltender, last season in the CWJC Season 1, Broud FN was taken, Broud,
And overall,
our co-host, second overall by the United States of America here. And, like, there's a lot to be said here with the snake draft order there, taking a goaltender who was... You were the best goaltender in the draft, without a doubt. You were the best goaltender in the league, had a 900 save percentage, something you just don't see often. But the United States of America showed consistently they didn't have the score, they didn't have the points, they weren't able to push themselves over the edge, and they weren't able to win games through scoring. And all their games were pretty low scoring against, or if Broud FN couldn't make that, they were going to get screwed over. I know the one game that I think of immediately is the Team Canada game, where I believe it was a 3-2 or 2-1 victory. Broud didn't let in any goals, but he was there late after their first goaltender let in a few bad ones. I think taking a goaltender early on in this draft is a very
bad idea.
personally. Well, how about you, Broud? As a goaltender, what do you think about the goaltenders available in this draft?
Okay, well, I think if you are going to take a goaltender, it has to be Brookson or Dancer to start. They are the two best goalies. They have proven themselves. But also, it has to depend on your the ownership. Because as you see, Germany, they could probably take a top-tier goalie with their first pick in the first round. But because they have Golden Hunter and Newbly Bridge, who are both competent skaters. But also, I still think getting that valuable skater off in the first round is way more important than getting a goalie. I think goalies should either be taken in the second or third round. I don't know who, like, how many teams are in this? 10?
10.
So 10 optimal goalies. So I don't know. I think second and third round is when you're going to want to take that goalie. The first round, you want to focus on skaters. It's just way more important. What about you, probably, Caption? As a goalie yourself, what do you think?
As in my opinion there, Broud, I would have to say I take goalie third or fourth pick there. I feel like the best and most important thing on a team is having some skaters that can actually do some work. Like Discoof or like CCD or like Pearl. I feel like you should pick a really good skater at first. Goalie should be your second like priority there. Over to Duma.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I mean, other interesting notes, the two finalist teams from the CWJC were picking first and third overall, with Germany picking first overall and Canada picking third. Sounds good. And looking into this, we can see a very similar thing. Czechia has already two great owners in ownership, and the two teams that picked goaltenders in the first round, Denmark and USA. USA eliminated, Denmark being eliminated by the eventual silver medalist team. The yeah, Canada defeating them in the semifinals. We are about a few seconds away from the draft getting started here. Obviously, Team Czechia has the first overall pick going into this draft. It should be very interesting to see where that falls. And it looks like we are about to get down to the draft hall.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, no, we're getting
Draft
down
time.
to the draft on the wire right now as we're waiting for Team Slovakia to make their pick. Owned by Doggin and Messia. They are on the Czechia, sorry. They're on the clock, I think, pretty soon here, as first pick will be coming in pretty soon here. Yeah. All right. Well, the first pick is in. We all saw this one coming, but they have decided to go with Wapex. Congrats on going first overall, and good luck to you.
And no shock there is Wapex
All three of
taken
us
first
predicted.
overall like Czechia. I think that was the most predictable pick of the draft. And you can even argue that maybe he isn't the number one player available in the draft. I don't know if he is or isn't. There's a lot of good players, a lot of players here with BHL time. But Wapex, you look at his game, it's similar to ones everyone has seen that he plays like a Kuzo. He looks kind of UB-ish. He's a strong defensive presence who is an even better offensive weapon. Led the JBHL in points in not just the regular season but the postseason, combined 55 points. Is winning MVP. I don't think that's a doubt. Has won the playoff MVP. Won a ring with the JBHL season 15 Las Vegas Lions. Brad, probably you guys can talk about this too more. Not that I know if there's much to say.
I don't think there's much else to say, to be honest. It's just an obvious pick. We all predicted. I think picks 2 to 6, as you said before, Duma, are way less predictable. It's gonna be whoever they're feeling at the time. Like, there's so many good options. We're not gonna get any certain picks anymore. Like, that was the only pick that we knew for certain. What about you, probably, Caption?
I don't really have much to add on to that about Brad, or add on to that with you, Brad. I'll be honest, Wapex was a very obvious first pick. Very, very good player. Very, showing it time and time again to get up there in the score, the points, the goals, and defense is pretty solid too.
Yeah, and I mean, looks like we're gonna send you back down to the draft hall.
Well, the second pick is in. Team Norway are proud to select Only Burb. Congrats to Only Burb.
Great
And
job,
yeah,
only 2 for
the
2
second-
so far.
Yeah, there's a lot of the mock draft gets really messy once you get around pick 5. There's just so many good players, but Only Burb, another one of those great historic players, JBHL Cup champion in season 13 with the Quebec Nordiques, went to the finals in season 14. The Saskatoon Blues were a fantastic team. He was their 5th man most of the year. And the Saskatoon Blades won the NAMHL Cup this season. He was a big part of that. Their second best skater on the season, alongside players similar. Stan V, he had a lot of great chemistry with him. He was on Meatbag Frank's line. I wouldn't be surprised to see if Norway maybe looks to find Meatbag Franks in the free agency if he is eligible for this tournament. And Only Bird with the second overall pick, I think that's a fantastic pick. You can't really go wrong from 2 to 6, in my opinion. Broad FM, what do you say?
I think Only Burb's a fantastic player. That's how it goes when you're this early in the draft. You can't pick wrong. They're all around the same skill level and all amazing players. So I'm just interested personally to see when this goalie is picked, because it could be from the 3rd pick, it could be the next pick, or it could be all the way in round 2. Well, that's what I'm waiting for. Probably Caption. What are your opinions on Burb being picked 2nd?
As a former member of the team that Burb was on, I am very sad to see him not on my team, but we gotta love Burb. We gotta show him respect for being a really awesome skater and always being up there. Like you said, I think Duma on the team that he won the cup. Beautiful performance. And yeah, over to Duma.
I forgot to mention there, season 14, one of the hardest seasons in JBHL history. He also won MVP in that league. Yeah, going on. 3rd overall pick here. Should be ready anytime now. Glazen Smart Griffin is your owner doership. We're going to send it down to Toasted as Scotland is picking 3rd overall here in a second.
Thank you, Duma TM. No, Scotland does have their pick ready. We are proud to select for the 3rd overall pick, Big Discoof McGundy.
And
we hope you the best of luck, and Slovakia will be on the clock for the 4th overall pick.
And I had Discoof slipping a little bit in my draft. I think in my redraft, when I was thinking of, I thought
9th.
And I've always thought that Discoof was a lock to be 2 through probably 7. Just so much potential in this player. He had another great NAMHL season. I'm not surprised by the pick at all. I really like the pick. I think maybe ZCDS was who I had mocked there, but Discoof, once again, we said you can't go wrong with any of your picks here, and Discoof is going to be a huge part of Scotland's team alongside Glas, the Bot, and Smart Griffin. You already have 3 capable NAMHL level skaters there. Maybe you look for 2 more skaters and then a goaltender, and then you're fine. Coming out of this draft, you really don't need to look into free agency more. I think Scotland might even be a nominee, or might even be a candidate here to take an early goaltender with their second pick. Obviously, that does fall 18th overall, so that is pretty far away. Brada Fenn, this goof McFreaky being taken off the board. What are you thinking?
I don't know much about the guy. Like, I knew the first 2 picks pretty well. I played against both of them, but I don't know much. I know he's a really good player, though. Obviously, if he's getting drafted top 3 in this draft, and yeah, they're
5th in
lucky to have
NAMHL
him.
scoring. 5th in NAMHL scoring.
5th in NAMHL.
11 goals, 12 points. I don't have his games on hand. Just wanted to point those stats out there.
So definitely a great player then.
Fantastic player.
He could probably lead his team to a cup, even though their draft pick falls really far away from their first one. I'd say they take a skater the next one, because I think it's good to have 3 viable skaters. Who are their owners again?
Scotland?
Yeah.
Glas, the Bot, and Smart Griffin.
Yeah, so definitely
Probably
2
looking for one
confidence
more
skaters.
impact player.
Yeah, one more impact player they might take in the 3rd round. Actually, I agree with you, Doom, and they might take a goalie in 2nd. Probably Caption. What are you thinking?
Discoof, very sad to see him gone. That's another player we had on our list there, but hope he has a good time on the team there. Discoof being known as a very good player in NAMHL, and was he in BHL?
I think he 5th man for the Freedom. I might be wrong there. I'm trying to pull up the statistics right now.
He was a very, very solid skater, as we all know. Very, very up there. You said he was a what?
Fantastic skater.
Fantastic, absolutely beautiful. Anyway, over to Duma there.
Yeah, and I mean, any second now, we should have a confirmed pick for Slovakia. So we're going to send you down to the draft hall here.
Thank you once again, Duma. From Slovakia, sorry.
Slovakia.
From Slovakia, for the 4th overall pick, they are proud to select ZCDZs.
Fantastic pick there. I think just starting off here, basically, we all predicted him to go pretty high. Didn't have the highest scoring season in NAMHL, only 5 points. I don't believe he played a lot of games. There is a little bit of concern about attitude issues there regarding ZCDS, but putting into the right situation, Slovakia could have found themselves a really good steal. Slovakia, DC, Gem Master, and probably Captain's team. Probably, I'm sure you'll be able to speak more about that. I just wanted to mention quickly regarding Discoof McGundy, 7 points in the BHL this season. So, very fantastic 3rd overall pick. Browda Fenn, probably Caption. I'll let you guys talk more about this 4th overall.
Am I allowed to let ZCD up for a speech? Newlywoods wants it. I don't know.
He's really good with speeches. I would let him.
You never know. I'm curious myself, so I gotta find him. If he's even in here.
I don't think he is. I didn't see him.
Darn it. That would have been such a great speech, man.
Anyways, yeah, Brada Fenn, what do you think about that 4th overall selection?
I also don't, another player that I don't know much about, as he was probably drafted before my time, I assume. But as you had him going 3rd, Yuma, definitely a great player. Yeah, good player to own around. Probably Caption, you have any thoughts?
I have seen him play maybe 1 or 2 games myself. I have seen again, very good performance for him. Really good that he was up there. I'm glad my team was able to secure him. Love him. Not much to say about him else. Over to Duma.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we all kind of know the direction Quebec's probably going to go in with their 5th overall selection here. Only Burb off the board, one French player that stands out like a sore thumb here. I'm sure they're ready any moment, so let's send it down to Quebecois to make their selection.
Thank you, Duma. The Quebec is very proud to select one of a great pick, but it will be a Little Tango.
And Theo Tapper comes off the board here, 6 points in the NAMHL regular season. I think the more important thing is they woke up during the NAMHL playoffs, really cracking in 12 points, good for second in the NAMHL playoffs. And I believe he got into quite a bit of games for the BHL playoffs as well. Looking at their leaderboard, maybe he only had 2 points in the BHL playoffs, but was a presence in the finals there as well. Only Burb, what do you think about Theotapur / Little Tango going fifth?
I had him going to second, so I think it was a great pick for Quebec. I didn't realize that Quebec was even in this, so it makes sense now that they had that 5th overall pick being him. Always a great player to play against in scrims, and he is a French Canadian, so going to Quebec isn't really a surprise. Probably Caption. What are you thinking?
I know Theo a bit. Always hitting the Michigan on me. But Theo is a very, very good player. So very sad to see him lose the NAMHL game almost, but he got the final. So shout out to that for that. Not much to really say about him either. Over to Duma.
Yeah, and I mean, Canada up here any moment with the 6th overall pick. I think one thing to mention, I had Brookson going in my mock draft. I think they're going to take a skater now that Top Bridges is no longer a part of the ownership duo. I think Pearl's my top player on the board, but we'll send it down. I believe they should be ready to select any moment here. Team Canada, never mind, they're not ready.
I can yap.
Team Canada still on the clock here. Abstract and Outduel as your owners. 2 minutes on the clock remaining. One thing to mention with Team Canada, they have 2 skaters in Outduel and Abstract. Outduel, I think I had projected top 10 as a player anyways, so they could go goalie here, but I think they'll go the skater round. Really try and buff up their defensive presence side there. Outduel and Abstract, 2 top tier point scorers. I believe last season Outduel was top 4 in scoring, and I mean, he didn't get into many non-HL games this season playing for the Puppies, but yeah, Canada up next here. I think top 5 is no real shocking picks yet. Yeah, what do you guys think about Canada coming up here? Any predictions?
Yeah, as you said, Top Bridge is not being in that duo anymore. I think no goalie goes in the first round. I think they all drop to second, third, maybe fourth. The team is feeling really risky and doesn't want that top tier goaltender and is looking for more of a JBHL top.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt with you, Brad. Canada has made their selection.
Thank you, Duma. Canada is ready to announce their pick. Canada, 6 overall, going with Messwith.
Oh, fantastic pick. Messwith, a player we kind of all forgotten is available. Joined the server, I believe, today. I had him mocked in like the teens because I didn't know if he was going to play or not. Messwith, all the skill and ability in the world, was able to put it together for a fantastic season 14 JBHL run on the Barracudas there. Getting drafted to the Milwaukee Muskies. Had 4 points in the NAMHL season 10 after serving a 7-game suspension. Didn't really get anywhere in the playoffs as the Rage were eliminated pretty early on. I think this could be a fantastic pick for Team Canada. I'm going to ship it over to Broud FN to talk more about it.
Yeah, great pick. Messwith, always a hard player to play against. He did make quite a run on PBB. I was asking for a trade to PBB. I thought he was a very great player in my first season. And I don't know much about his BHL career. Like, I don't follow BHL a lot. So he's probably been doing well, knowing his success in JBHL, though. Probably Caption. What do you think about the Messwith pick this early?
Well, I personally have not ever heard or seen Messwith, so I can't say very much, but I am pretty sure from what you guys have been saying that he might be a decent pick for Canada here.
Yeah, I think this was a fantastic pick. Looking at the players on the board there, Messwith, very capable player. And we actually did see Outduel and Messwith get into some games for the Colorado Comets together a little bit of cheating there. But we do know that they will probably be familiar with each other. A lot of VFL history there, abstract as well. I don't know if I would like to sit in the VCs with this team, but I mean, overall, a good selection here. Just trying to see if there is anything. England is on the clock here. Looks like they're pretty familiar with who they're wanting to pick here. I just jump into it. I had them picking Pearled, their owner, Legal One, and Chaos Flicks, Legal One, obviously playing for the Calgary Wings this season. My projection there with the Pearled pick is that they played together in NHL. Looks like we have a submitted pick, so we are going to head down and see who England is selecting 7th overall. And I'm going to deafen for a minute to take control, Broughton Galaxy, and anyone.
You good?
Is the pick happening?
Hello? You good? You good? Sorry, you didn't tell me. Sorry. England with the 7th overall pick are proud to select from Boston Grizzlies, Brookson.
Yep.
Wait.
Did go that early. Duma?
Duma's the name.
Oh,
Well,
shoot,
from what I have
okay.
seen, Brad, Brookson, pretty solid player himself. Very, very good team is also running. What are your opinion? What's your thoughts on this, eh?
I did back up Brookson at the end of my first season of JBHL. He is an amazing goaltender, put up amazing numbers, and he has been playing pretty good, I assume, on the Grizzlies. He got the starting position in BHL for his first season coming out of JBHL. That just shows how good of a player he is. He did get picked over Dancer, which I wasn't really surprised about, but I thought it'd be a bit of a debate who went first there. I think it's a bit of a risky play from England to take him in the first round, though, because they're going to be a bit shaky on the Gator department. So hopefully they come back with a good team and give Brookson some help. Probably Caption. Do you have any more thoughts?
Not very many, but I will say this. Cannot wait to see how this is going to go for England.
Do we have the pick in? I cannot see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, down to you, Toasted. Yes, down to you, Toasted.
They throw a pick is in, and Germany are proud to select, once again, from Boston Grizzlies, Badgers.
Yeah, that's a great pick from them, honestly. I did have a bit of conversations with the Germany owners. They looked like they were gonna pick Badgers, so I assumed they would. I was in between him and Walks, but I think I don't know much about the German goat, but they ultimately went with Badgers. Do you have any opinions on Badgers or the pick here? Probably Caption.
Badgers, I have talked to Badgers a few times. I also talked to the team. Badgers, very, very, very good defenseman. Has very good puck control, very good maneuver. I think this far in a pick wasn't the best idea, but Badgers could support this team very far for you.
I agree. You know what I'm interested to see here? Probably Caption. What Denmark does here with their 2 back-to-back picks. I think I have an idea, as Arden is the owner and he is my brother. But if USA picks one of the 2 people they were deciding to pick, this could be an interesting second round here. Do we think goalies are going to go more in the second round here?
I honestly don't. I feel like goalies would be going 3rd or 4th, like I said previously. Goalies are not as important as skaters. Goalies can block and save shots very well, but skaters matter more than a goalie to me, in my opinion.
I think the only goalie that gets picked second round is Dancer. As you have German Goat still on the board, you have Olov. I'm not sure if he's Elger signed up, but he's still there. You have Mavkaz, you have Hidges. I think goalies are now going to go to the 3rd round with all this skater talent that has been there. Do we have the pick ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, down to you, Toasted.
Thank you. The USA are proud to select 9th overall, Pearled. Denmark, you are now on the clock.
Yeah, just a great pick. Duma had him going 7th in his mock draft. Falls a bit to the 9th overall spot, but overall great pick from the US.
It's a very, very solid player.
Yes.
Pearl was going to be one of our picks, but again, USA just thinks they're up there, which they are, I will say. Not much to say about Pearl. Haven't seen him play very, very much. Maybe heard him a few times.
Hopefully we can see USA bounce back from not making the playoffs last season, as I was a fellow American last season. Do we have the pick ready here?
Looks like we do.
Down to you, Toasted.
Thank you. For the 10th overall, the last pick of the first round, Denmark are proud to select, some may know as Kanye, or some may know as Wake Up Mr. West.
Yeah, well,
Whoa.
I knew that was coming.
Great pick.
I knew that was coming. Arden had discussions with me. It was pretty evident that he was going to pick. They are friends in a lot of servers, so to me it was very obvious. To some others, it might not have been.
That was I really like the pick there. Sorry, I'm just getting back here. I missed the previous 3 picks, unfortunately.
It was Pearled, Brookson, and
Brookson going to Germany, eh?
No. Brookson went to it was England, and then then Germany picked Badgers, and then the US picked Pearled, and then Kanye was just picked by Denmark.
The 9th. Okay.
Yes.
Badgers, I mocked Badgers to Germany. I think they wanted to get their guy earlier and thought that they could get West down later, maybe. Still yet to see. Yeah, Brooke going to England, early goaltender pick there. Legal one, having had a whole season with them on the Deers in season 14. Played BHL minutes this season for the Boston Grizzlies, if I remember correctly. Badgers, known as Mr. Tech because of all of his ability and skill. Really high potential pick. When you already have Newbly and Golden Hunter, I like taking a swing on a guy who you think has a ton of upside. Pearl going to USA quickly. My thoughts on that: you can't miss when you're taking a player who has as many points as they had last. And it looks.
All right, I'm ready.
It looks like Denmark is going to get ready to make their pick on the turn here. I like the Kanye pick there. I'm curious who Denmark's going to take with their next pick.
I know it. Goaltender.
All right. With the 11th pick in the draft, Team Denmark is selecting Zaz Pixel.
Yep.
From the Carolina Cobras.
That was coming.
And that was a quick pick there for goaltenders. And I think Zaz Pixel, projected to be a top 3 goaltender, had a bit of a rough NAMHL season, a 692, only 18 saves in NAMHL. Bit of a rough season there. Looking on the BHL side though, an 826 or an 828, sorry. So a little bit of a rebound there. I'm against picking goaltenders early on, especially Denmark, but I think this could be a high upside swing for them, and I would expect a goaltender rush to happen now. Not so different as a fantasy football quarterback slide there, where a quarterback gets taken and everyone's like, I got to get my guy now early. So expect more goaltenders to come in this second round. If Zaz Pixel and Brooke are off the board, expect the Brown FNs, the Toasteds.
Dancer's going next.
Dancer as well.
Dancer's going to US. Oh, yeah, that's my prediction. Dancer goes to the USA next. Everyone needs to pick goalies, or they're just gonna run out, not have any, and have to pick some Mickey goaltender that they're not gonna like as their starter, or have to trade for a better goaltender. USA with the next pick. They're who was their pick again? Is it Discu?
Pearl.
Oh no, it's Pearl. It's Pearl. Yes. So they have that skater talent, but will they go with that extra skater talent, or will they ultimately go with the goalie that 2 teams have already went for? Is the US ready with their pick?
Yep, that's the one you gave me.
Okay. Not ready?
I can go for a bit.
Oh, I don't want to use my.
How much
Disney
time they got
account.
on the clock?
Oh.
Minute left on the clock. Duma, you have any
So wait, you can go
predictions?
back. So hit
For the United
top button,
States of
click the arrow that
America,
goes back.
you have Roppy and you have Mo
There you
Long.
go.
Or Fizz, please mute, bro. You have Mo Long and you have Roppy, and now you have Pearl. You have 3 great skaters. I really don't see a reason not to take a goalie, but if you want to stack up and get a 4th skater, there's definitely skaters available here that could really push your team over the limit there. But it looks like we're heading down for the United States to make a pick.
Dibs.
Golden.
All right. With the 12th pick in the draft, Team USA is selecting Wast, or German Goat.
Oof.
And a big pick there. I had German Goat going to Germany 8th overall, if I remember correctly. And German Goat, fantastic player, had a really good NAM-HL tournament last season. This season in NAM-HL, maybe not the most attractive point-wise. Actually, he only had 5 points. Actually, that's a playoff story. So 5 points in the playoffs. Didn't crack the top 15, had 6 points in the regular season. I think a lot of his issues were missing games. I really like the upside of that swing there. Good mechanics, good overall player. Probably won't lead your team in points. Maybe not with Pearl, but Pearl, Molon, Roppy, and now German Goat Wasks. Really good forward group. And the only downside is now you got to wait till 29 until you get a pick again, which maybe the United States were looking at as their reason to select that. Browd will get maybe a quick. I guess we're heading down right now, unfortunately. So we're gonna get to our 13th overall selection here, and then we'll get more thoughts on those picks later.
With the 13th pick in the draft, Team Germany is proud to select Browd FN.
Yes.
Wow.
Let's go.
And Brad FN being taken off the board there.
I'll be
Like I predicted earlier, goaltender slide there. Dans are still available. Brad FN, a lot of upside. JBHL, one of the Vesna candidates going into this offseason here alongside Air Bear. I had them projected taking a skater, but you got 3 skaters already, Badgers, Newbly, and Golden Hunter. So taking your goaltender and your guy early on is a fantastic pick. Brad FN, if you want to give your thoughts, not just on the WAS selection, but being selected 13th overall by Germany, please do.
Well, I feel good. That's the team that I was looking to go to. As me and Golden Hunter did previously play on Power Puck, we are in the finals still yet to come. But I just want to be selected by them. Their owners are very good. Newbly Bridge, I'm looking forward to working with him. Badgers, I love the guy. And hopefully you can go here too, Duma. I want to see you on Germany as well.
I mean, Germany's selecting 28. No, you're good.
Yeah, you are. You could be picked then.
Hopefully.
I'm glad for this team, though. We looked strong up front and in the back. Hopefully, I can keep us in some games.
England's up, right?
Yeah.
Neither is Dancer.
A lot of falling players here. Quick players I had projected early on in the second round. Agrushka, Mavcast, HYJS, telling Coolman could go. And then it probably hit the fall off there. We're going to actually head down now for the 14th overall selection by England. Do mind you have a goaltender.
With the 14th pick in the draft, Team England will select HYJS. Team Canada is now on the clock.
And a bit of a interesting pick there. I actually had HYJS going to England. After that Brookson pick, maybe I'm soured on it a little bit more. I think HYJS, second in save percentage in the NAM-HL regular season there. I think he had a lot of upside as going as a flex position for another team who maybe wanted a goaltender. Maybe I disagree with the drafting ideology from England. I think I would have preferred maybe a different one of the available skaters. But HYJS, I mean, what's not to love about his game? He's aggressive. He makes the smart play 90% of the time. He put pucks on goals or pucks on net. And I think the more important thing is that ability that if, hey, Brook can't make the game, you have HYJS there. And wow, we're already getting down to our 15th pick. Team Canada knows who they want.
With the 15th pick, Team Canada selects Emotion. Team Quebec
It's a
is
great
now on the
pick.
clock.
An Emotion, a player we didn't necessarily know if they were going to be showing up and playing, recently came back to the league, officially said that, yes, they are going to enter the World Cup tournament here. Emotion, 15th in NHL scoring, 8 points on the season, had a really good season, broke out last season towards the JBHL Season 14 playoffs for the Jacksonville Jellyfish here. I think Team Canada rounding out their core here, mess with Emotion, Outduel, and Abstract, knowing that they probably don't need a dominant goaltender and can probably find one in the 26 range. I would be curious to see if a trade for a different pick might be coming too. Brad Offend, Emotion, you really like that pick. What are you seeing there?
I really like Emotion. He's skater. Yeah, was it him that switched to goalie or was it someone else?
I think he's skater.
Yeah, okay. He's a great skater. Played him in many scrims. He abuses me every time we play. He's just overall a great player. He played for the Jellyfish last season, if I'm correct.
I think
The
so.
JBHL winners. Overall just great to have on the team. Bit of a deal, I'd say, at this pick, but yeah. Duma, you got any other things to say?
I mean, Quebec is coming up on the clock here. It should be interesting to see who they pick. A lot of great skaters available.
Yeah.
With the 16th pick in the draft, Team Quebec takes Jail. Team Slovakia is now on the clock.
And that is probably the biggest reach I've seen in the draft so far. Coming up here, Quebec taking Jail, a player we're not too sure if is able to make all the games as is. Not great selection in my opinion. I had them projected taking Herb Humid, which is just a player they were familiar with. I think I'd probably put him 10 spots higher than he would have probably went. Jail, if he shows up, he's a decent enough player. We know what to get from him. I think Slovakia's already submitted their pick, so I think we're going to head right back down. Never mind, I'm just being added. Never mind. We're going to take a few seconds. So yeah, I mean, Toasted, you probably know a decent amount about Jail. What are you seeing there from that play?
I played with Jail through a decent amount of my season. We both were traded to the Philadelphia Freedom. I mean, he's an outstanding player when he shows up and actually willing to play. But there is some locker room problems with him. But no, I think he's a great player overall, and I think he'll do pretty well throughout the season. And I could see a great success coming from him. Brad Effin, anything?
I don't have anything else about the pick, but do we see Abstract playing in this or no?
Yes, yeah, Abstract should be skating.
I think he should be picked soon.
He's Team Canada.
Oh, he got picked?
Yeah.
He's owning. Okay, I was wondering why he wasn't picked already. But we have, who else do we have? We have Toasted, meaning to get drafted. Lil Wall, Egg Cat for goaltending.
There's still quite a bit of good
Dancer?
skaters available too.
Dancer is
great
still
goaltenders
available.
Danielson's available, Shug's available, Garushka, Mavkaz,
Yes, they're all falling.
Coolman, Potmain. So a lot of good players available. And I think one thing I just want to point out with the Jail
364
selection
too.
is the reason that I'm soured on the Jail selection is like I think there's some more impact players, and Jail probably could have fallen at 25th overall for you. I think maybe getting an impact player who probably could show up like a Mavkaz might have been more of a positive selection for this team. But I mean, we can't say it was a good or bad selection until the end of it. And I mean, Slovakia is up next. I had Slovakia taking Telen Kuhlman 17th overall. But it should be interesting to see who they take. I think Telen Kuhlman was a bit of an overachiever last season in NAMHL. But I think there's reasons to like his game. Is probably Caption dead now? Where is he at?
Not too sure.
Okay, I didn't realize.
He's dying.
And yeah, I mean, we got multiple different goalies still available here. Won't be surprised if Slovakia goes that route. That being said, they do have probably Caption as a goaltending option.
He told me he's not playing.
And we are going to swap over down to the draft hall here. Golden Hunter is going to make the selection for Slovakia.
With the 17th pick in the draft, Team Slovakia selects Shug. Team Scotland on the clock.
And That is a big pick. I'm a little soured on that pick. I think I had him projected going 24th to Slovakia, so I was right on the team at least. I think there's still better players, Agrushka, Mavkaz, but Shug brings a good amount of offense to his game. He's a little one-dimensional. We've seen it through his few seasons in JBHL and even NAMHL, but he was 8th in scoring in the regular season NAMHL, 10 points. Look to see a lot of P3s from the point from this guy. I mean, like I said, a little bit one-dimensional, but what works, and just like he plays a very similar game to Polarov in the comparisons there. One trick, but when it works, and he is a big part of his team. And Fort Worth Jets were able to put up a really good offense around him and Golden Hunters. So, interesting pick by Slovakia, of course, with their ZCDS, Shug, DC Gem Master, and probably Caption as their players.
I personally don't like the pick. I think you got to pick
Yeah.
more people that are talented.
No, I can agree with that. I mean, there's a lot more people out there. A lot of great talent has dropped so far. I mean, there's a great picks.
Yeah.
I feel like the second round, a lot of people have been
Mavkaz,
missed
I
out
think, would
on.
have been the better player. Mavkaz, maybe not as high in scoring. Didn't make as many games, though, in NAMHL. Had a fantastic JBHL season when he showed up. Yeah, I think the other thing with Shug, it's like, the reason I think I'm soured on the pick is you don't have the owner advantage. You don't have the Newbly Bridge or the Doggin, Mizia guaranteed players. You got two guys who were in JBHL. Let's not... I'm not trying to disrespect them, but I think I would have taken a player more like Mavcast who probably could step up and bring something more. And I believe the Scotland has decided their pick here.
With the 18th pick in the draft, Team Scotland selects Agrushka. Team Norway now on the clock.
Fantastic pick here. I mean, I had Agrushka going top 11 for a reason. I think they got so much skill. Another one of those players that I think has all the skill in the world. They have the tech. They have the mechanics. They know how to apply it too in games. Agrushka here, maybe not the highest score, only 6 points in the NAMHL regular season, but I still think a fantastic pick for Scotland. Browd?
I was on the phone. I did not hear who got picked. Can you
Agrushka.
repeat it?
Sorry, it was Agrushka.
Oh,
Yeah.
did fall way too much. I think this could have been picked. He could have been picked like a long time ago. Glad he finally got picked. Great pick for, well, who was it?
Scotland.
Scotland, yeah. Who did they, do we recall who they picked?
Discoof.
Discoof. They have great skating core. They need to find a goalie, though, in their next pick, or they will be in shambles.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Agrushka though, falling a little farther than we would have thought, but still finds a team and a great home where he could be successful and bloom as a skater that he is. I mean, going to the NAMHL finals this season with the Ant Harbor Honey Badgers, playing a big part in their success. I mean, he's had a great season so far with NAMHL. I mean, he could for sure show it in this.
Yeah, and I mean, as your projected second man, I think Discoof and Agrushka are your 1-2 punch down the middle. Actually, Norway has made their pick, so we're going to send it back down.
With the 19th pick in the draft, Team Norway selects Dancer 101. Team Czechia will be on the clock.
There we go.
And I mean, that's a good pick. That's a good pick. I don't think you can disrespect that in any way. You have only Burb, Nuki, and now your goaltender core. Norway is going to be set up for a really good run here. They select 22nd as well. Probably going to get another good skater. I mean, Czechia has the 20th and 21st. I'd expect a goaltender to probably go for them as well. And another good chance that they take their final skater or final starting skater. So we'll take a few seconds here. I believe the pick has been submitted, but I mean, we got time here to kill some clock here.
Yeah.
Danzer, once again, let's talk about Danzer's game. 907 NAMHL save percentage, 0.8 goals against average in the NAMHL. Played BHL minutes here. I guess the one knock against his game is he hasn't really been on a bad team. probably ever. I mean, I guess when he played for the Oakland Rams season 14 JBHL, they were an all right team, but they still had vision and they still had Pearl, who were great players. So maybe the fear with them is how will they be challenged in a harder league, not playing behind Stan, V and Z, and Konechny, and all the great players that they were able to play for on the BHL side. But I think Danzer is a fantastic pick here as well. I think you got a top 3 goaltender in this league at 19th. Fantastic. And
I agree.
I mean,
I think
no,
he
he's
could have went way earlier too.
yeah, but I
Like,
say he's
Absolutely.
dropped tremendously, way
absolutely.
farther than I would have
Dude,
thought.
maybe we don't know something. Maybe he can't make some games, but still, I would love
Fourth
to have
goalie.
Dancer on my team. He's
Yeah, 4th goalie picked.
great.
And I think he's a top 2 goaltender in this league.
Yes, so do I.
But we're going to set it down now as Czechia is going to make their first selection out of their 2 on the snake order here. They get the turn.
I do have to go. My apologies.
All good.
All
With
good,
the
Brad.
20th pick
Bye,
in the
everyone.
draft, Team Czechia selects Zulu. They will remain on the clock.
And once again, another projected pick that I think maybe a bit of a reach there in Zulu's game. I mean, you look at Zulu's game, really great playoff run there, a really good regular season, probably rookie of the year in JBHL. There's some downsides to his game, though. Tends to miss the net when shooting, but he takes a lot of shots. He has probably one of the highest shooting percentages in JBHL this season. I projected Zulu going here at 20th because I think Czechia just wanted their guy, and they got their guy. Wapex, Zulu, Mizia, and Doggin. That's going to be a really strong 4, and I would expect a goaltender to come off here in a few seconds, hopefully. But it should be interesting to see what direction that Czechia wants to go. Tons of available players here. Mavcast still not off the board. Maybe if Czechia wants to pick them up for a good 5th man. The lot of options they can go into going into round 3 here. The first pick of round 3 here. I guess Toasted, do you have anything to add here on the Zulu pick?
No, I mean Zulu is having a great. I think he played in JBHL this season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he had a pretty good JBHL season. I mean for sure proving himself to be one of the better players and even go pretty high in the actual BHL draft. But no, he's gone, and I think he can be a great missing piece of the puzzle for this team. I think he can fill in the gap, and I think he could succeed very tremendously throughout the season for their team.
One thing to mention, he was, I believe, 2nd in points for Team Canada in the CWJC last season, as they brought Canada a silver medal under the ownership duo of Vacula Beef and Packers. A lot of people within that Las Vegas Lions tree. And I think we're good to send it down to the draft board here, as Czechia should have the 21st selection ready to go.
With the 21st pick in the draft, Team Czechia selects Moya. Team
Oof.
Norway on the clock.
And Moya going pretty early on here. I think they could have gotten them a little bit later. I don't see anything impressive BHL wise for their statistics. No points in 3 games skated. I will just be blunt and say I'm not really familiar with their game. That being said, they had 4 points in 8 NHL games this season, season 10 NHL. So not an awful pick. Maybe a bit of a reach. I think there was better players available, just better skaters. But I will totally just say that I do not know their game enough to say whether this was a bad pick or a good pick. I like the upside. I like swinging on somebody that you know and have faith in. And I mean, you already got such a good core to come up, and like you'll be fine.
Yeah. Moya was actually my owner this season for non-NHL until I was traded to the Philadelphia. She is a great core skater and can help out a lot on defensive side. She has helped her team to many victories, but we'll see what she can do for her team this season, and we'll see the outcome of it as Duma TM has died on me.
What? Why did I die?
You got disconnected. But no, Moya playing decent throughout her BHL games too. I mean, she didn't play too terrible, but she could have done a little better. But no, she can have a great time to prove herself and show her why she should be a great player this season. Duma?
And I mean, rumor is that they're a really good defensive player. So, I mean, that's a positive, especially looking at this team. So many offensive threats. I think your best defensive player, if Moya is in that defensive structure, your next best player defensively, maybe Mizia. But it looks like that the 21st overall or 22nd overall, sorry, by Norway is coming up here. Should be interesting to see who they're picking.
With the 22nd pick, Team Norway selects Tindor.
And
Team
that
Scotland
is
on the clock.
Sorry. That is a very interesting pick. I had Tindor falling probably into the third round there. Yeah, or into the fourth round there, but I think Tindor has all the potential in the world. Yeah. Fantastic. Fantastic player, Tindor. Really started to wake up towards the end of the season. Had a really strong CWJC for Team Germany there, winning the gold medal. Had a really good performance alongside Herb Humid, who I think could still go in this third round here. I'm pretty impressed with the pick. I don't see any issue. Norway already having Danzer and Onlyberg taking Tindor, who's a pretty good mechanically inclined player, really good tech there. Just a safe pick. What do you say, Toasted?
No, a great pick. I can agree on that one. I mean, having a great season throughout their JBHL career, I think. Sorry, I'm not really into that verse right now. But yeah, no, having a great season with his team, having a great part in it, and for sure a great later pick to help their team, just fill in the gaps there to allow them to create a very great team to succeed throughout this tournament. I think it was a great pick, and
You got a pick
not too
here.
much to say as I don't really know about this player, but no, I think it would be a great pick and a great missing part to the puzzle.
Scotland up here now with their pick.
With the 23rd pick in the draft, Team Scotland selects Cat 1.
And another goalie off the board here. Scotland building a half alright team here. Taking their goalie early. Like I said, goalie slide probably gonna happen soon. Sorry, I'm yawning. Eggcat going to Scotland. I kind of like what they're building there. Agrushka, Discoof, Glass, Smart Griffin. They have a starting five there. Now their fourth round selection really gets to be just a player that they're high on as a fifth man and maybe make some moves in free agency. I really like the 4 round deep because we're going to see a lot of these teams having starting lineups ready to go here. Eggcat one. Pretty solid goaltender. Not really much to say in terms of their non-HL game. Didn't really end up on the high save percentage side or the goals against average side, but faced the third most shots in non-HL last season, to facing 79 shots there. I don't believe they got into much BHL action either, so I'm not seeing them on the leaderboard. Toasted, you've probably seen more of their game than I have. What's there?
Eggcat. You know,
Oh,
Eggcat one. Uh,
I might
having a
jump you really quick here. Slovakia is
yeah, no,
on the
yeah,
clock here. I'll let
Eggcat
you
one
talk about
having
them.
a great non-HL season. Actually, going to the non-HL finals this year with the Ann Harbor Honey Badgers, couldn't get out with a win, but still produce a great showing. I mean, he did very well throughout that series, showed why he is a great goaltender and a great upcoming goaltender. And I feel like this season, this a little tournament we're doing here will be a great time to show people why he is a great goaltender and prove the haters wrong. I mean, he is a great goaltender, and I feel like he's a lot to prove. And there'll be a lot of showing from him, hopefully, this season, and we'll see what happens. Zuma.
Pick selection by Slovakia is up.
And with the 24th pick, Team Slovakia selects Mavkaz. Team
And
Quebec on the clock.
fantastic pick. I had Mavkaz going top 12, top 13, and falling all the way down to 24th there. Slovakia picking the right player there. And actually, an interesting note, um, I think Slovakia probably could have gotten him at 17 and Shug here, but finding Mavkaz this deep in the third round, Mavkaz fantastic in the regular season, not just in NAM-HL, but for JBHL here, having seventh most points, 13 points on the Minnesota Mallards, taking them to the semifinals, losing to eventual Cup champions, the Las Vegas Lions here. Quebec already ready to send it down, as they already know who they're taking with their 25th overall selection.
With the 25th pick, Team Quebec selects Herb Umide.
And wet grass going off the board here. I had him projected going 16th overall to Quebec, but I think that was way too high to have him in that first mock. I had a lot of missing names, just to be blunt with that. And once again, Quebec taking a familiar player. Now they got Theo Gel and Herb. They kind of have disadvantages. Neither of their two owners are going to be able to play here. I mean, Herb, there's a plenty to say. Yeah, 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 plenty to say. That's true. Yeah, there's a lot to say about this Quebec team. Their fourth round pick is going to have to really hit it out of the park if I think this team can have any chance in finishing in top 5, top 6. Interesting to note here with the Herb selection. He actually won gold with Team Germany last in the CWJC. Very, very well known player for those following the CIIHF. Yeah, Carter's still falling in the draft here. Other players, maybe Little Wool, Danielson, all projected around there. Tendy 41, he was pretty decent in his JBHL season. Telling Coolman, huge slider from my list. Pot main as well. For the most part, though, most of the consensus top 20 picks are off the board here. I would expect team owners to start getting really adventurous with their picks, taking maybe reaching a little bit more. Like the Herb pick was a reach. I think they probably could have gotten him in the 4th round. Looking at all the available skaters here, I'm probably going to send it down for Team Canada to make their 26th pick, as they have decided who they want.
With the 26th pick in the draft, Team Canada selects Air Bear, Team England on the clock.
England, I love that. And Air Bear coming off the board pretty early. I think there's still plenty of good goaltenders here. Air Bear, I like the high upside swing there from Team Canada. They got a really good core, mess with emotion. Now Air Bear adding on top of that as your goaltender. I think Team Canada is projected to be a top 4, top 3 team already because of their fantastic draft. A lot to say about this guy. Fantastic positioning. He knows where to put himself when the puck's coming towards him. He's got a pretty good mitt. I'd say he's got the second best glove between JBHL eligible goaltenders. Argument to be made that Dianite and HJX have better gloves, but they haven't played nearly as many games, so I'm not really going to take them into consideration. Vezina candidate in the JBHL here. Minnesota Mallards would not be nearly as far as they got without him. Of course, third in save percentage, top amongst starters with an 850, 102 saves, and a 2 goals against average here. Air Bear probably a Vezina final, but definitely a Vezina finalist, but probably gonna win it. If not him, it's gonna be Browdefen. Toasted, I think you've said good things about Air Bear's game. What do you have to add?
For sure. Air Bear having a great JBHL season with the Mallards helped his team succeed very much in the pipes. I mean, he is a great pick and a great goaltender. If you want, I need a reliable one. He is very reliable and a very good one to believe and trust in. He for sure can help his team out a lot and keep that puck out of the net. I feel like it was a great pick and a great opportunity. But no, there is still some picks to be made and some people to go through. I think we're almost time to send it down to the draft hall. Duma, do you have anything else to say?
No, England has finally submitted their pick, and we're gonna send it down. Ooh.
With the 27th pick in the draft, Team England selects MX, Team Germany on the clock.
And I think that's the biggest reach so far. I mean, MX had a decent NAMHL postseason. Their regular season wasn't. They just didn't play enough games to get into anything contending wise. Obviously, it was a big part of why the Saskatoon Blades. They were a part of why the Saskatoon Blades got to the final. I think this is definitely just one of those ones where it's an owner, legal one, who knows a player that they're comfortable taking and are fine being in the locker room with them, more so than taking a chance on a Little Wool, on a Beyblade, on some of these other available goaltenders. Toasted, you are our goalie expert. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, MX having a great goalie season, but also she's been labbing up as a skater too. I'll be curious to see what position she'll play. But if she plays goaltender, she is a great goaltender in between the pipes. I think she can be a solid part there to keep their team alive. I mean, great pick. But as a skater, I feel like she also could produce pretty well. I mean, she's been practicing a lot, and I think she can produce a couple goals, at least for this team. Depending on which side she picks, I think no matter what, she's an overall good pick. A little bit of a reach, but no, a great pick
Can I
overall.
butt in real quick, Toasted? I did think we totally forgot to mention the one thing that the England took 2 goaltenders, MX and Brugson. Newbury Bridge making Germany's next selection.
Hey, can you guys see my hat?
Yes, we can.
Okay, first of all, we would like to congratulate Team Germany on winning the gold medal in the CWJC. And we would like to thank the city of Munich for hosting this draft. We will be selecting Lil Love with our 28th pick.
And Carter's finally off the board. Fantastic pick. I had them way too high in my mock draft, admittedly, but they were still a top 20 candidate skater. When they show up, they are fantastic. They had maybe a lackluster season just because they didn't have the games played. But Little Love at 28, you're just not going to find a better, more valuable player than that. And Germany rounding out a really good top 4 core. Newbury Bridge, Golden, Badger 7-7, now Carter and Little Love, and Brad Fenn as your goalkeeper. Your 4th round pick can really just end up being someone you're high on and want to give the opportunity to mentor, to teach, to coach, and maybe slide in as that fourth spot if one of these 4 players ends up missing. I'm really high on this pick. I think Newbury Bridge made probably the best pick in round 3 here, considering the position that they had to draft in.
All right.
So we're waiting for USA. Toasted, I guess the one thing I do want to bring back, let's go back to that England pick, that MX pick there. Feels like Legal One maybe just has a memory drug where he just cannot remember who they picked in the first round. 2 goaltending eligible skaters. Questionable, especially with maybe perceived as weaker skating owners. Maybe not weaker. Legal One and Chaos Flicks are good skaters. I think Chaos Flicks has a super good non-HL skater. But why do you see any value in drafting 2 goaltenders?
I mean, I don't know if we're allowing rescheduling in this, but if there isn't, they're always having that backup option if needed. But once again, I mean, goalies can't make everything. I mean, people do have lives outside of this, so I mean, having a backup goalie won't be the worst thing in the world. But no, I mean, she also has the option to play skater. I mean, she is a pretty reliable skater if needed. But no, I think it's not a bad pick, but I wouldn't put her at 27th.
We're going to send it back down to our desk or to our stage with Germany as USA owner Roppy is going to make the pick after their team missed the Final 4 in the WJC last season.
It left me on the server. It's just me floating at the moment. Yeah, I'm not here right now, but I got my pick, so. Yep, I'll speak. Okay. With the 29th pick, Team USA will pick TCM.
Okay. Telling Kuhlman going off the board here. I actually think that's a fantastic value spot. I had him going 17th, and I thought I had him slide in my mock draft. Telling Kuhlman going to USA here brings a lot of that upside that players like Wasks brings to the team, or players like Pearl. Very, very high mechanically inclined team here. This is definitely a new wave, new age JBHL, non-HL team where we're seeing more in BHL. It's more about these cool skills and the ability to translate them to the game. I think telling Kuhlman. Yeah. 4th round coming up here soon. Denmark does have the turn pick here. The 2 picks in a row for Denmark as well. Another thing to mention about Telling Kuhlman, 11 points in his non-HL season. Led the Chiefs in JBHL with 17 points. I think his biggest weakness is not really being able to maneuver when under pressure. And Arden B is going to be brought up here in a moment to make the 30th and likely 31st selection for the CIIHF Denmark team.
Can Arden B raise their hand so this is easier?
You can just press invite to speak on stage.
No, I'm allowed to speak. I can speak on stage. I can bring myself up.
My bad.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. With the 30th pick in the CIIHF Season 2 draft, Denmark is very proud to select Danielson.
Fantastic pick. We're gonna give you a few.
Yeah, I'm currently discussing what the second pick will be. I'm just gonna go on mute real quick.
Yeah, and I mean, while we break that down, I'm a really big fan of Danielson's game. I think he is probably one of the most underrated non-HL skaters in it. I had him ranked mid-20s. I didn't think he would actually fall down here to the 30th selection by Denmark. Another player I could see them taking it alongside Danielson would be a player like Cam364 comes to mind when you talk about early fourth round picks. Really high upside here on the Danielson pick if he shows up. That is going to be a fantastic fourth man, fantastic third man to go along with this already really strong looking Denmark team who has the turn pick with pick 31.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really got too much to say. I mean, Daniel playing good in non-HL for what team was it? Halifax Mooseheads, I think.
And it looks like the pick is in. Sorry,
I got
Toasted.
the pick in. No, you're good. You're good.
We're going to send it back down.
All right. With the 31st pick in the CIIHF Season 2 Draft, Denmark is very proud to select Cam364. He's fat, anyway.
Sorry. Yeah, Cam364 going 31st overall. I had him mock 30th to Denmark. I mean, same difference here. USA hopping back on the clock here. Fourth round should be a little bit quicker, a lot less yabber japper going on here. Just a quick note on Cam364. I like the pick. 5 points in non-HL this season. Expect a heavy Denmark bench here. Are we going to get down to the USA pick here? I can't invite him up, can I? No. Somebody invite Rappy up. Root beer? Root beer 69? Anyone? Yeah, unless you want to give me the rules for this. It's by Theo and Mizia.
Hello. Okay, with the 32nd pick of this draft, Team USA would like to select Cozy.
Okay. And going with your goaltender here, the United States of America picking up Cozy, who had a pretty good, strong Fort Worth Jets season in the non-HL here. Maybe nothing that pops out. 83 saves on the season. Maybe not the highest save percentage and not in the top 10 for goals against average, but just a really solid goaltender. They got a great glove as well. Cozy. Germany is on the clock. Expect Golden Hunter to potentially make the... I don't know where he is. I don't know where he is.
Golden Hunter's in here. I got you. Don't worry.
Okay, yeah, Toasted might have to make the pick. Nothing has been submitted yet. So, just a few seconds to talk. Some still eligible players on the ability to be taken. Toasted hasn't been taken. Little Wool hasn't been taken. Arctic available. Alafresca, McChaney, Postulates, Sveci, Wintra, Sithil, and Eclipse. Ours. Just kind of going through multiple different players. Adrian Tom still available. A lot more of the middle of the JBHL players you're going to find here, unless you find some non-HL old heads, maybe like a Vandy could be taken up here if they're willing to play. So there's some selection abilities. Golden Hunter is in the audience. If pick is in.
I'll make this short and sweet. They are proud to select Pot Main.
And I think I know who England might take here in a second. Fantastic pick, Potmain here. His worry was always, can he show up? Can he make the games here? I really like the Potmain pick. I had him projected top 20 for a reason. Sliding down here. Great selection by Germany here. I think that really rounds out a strong forward core as a great fifth man. And England is on the clock here. Toasted, if there's any players that you think are still missing that you want to give a mention to, please feel free to.
I want to say one person, but I'm not gonna say it because that's just self thing. But no, some goaltenders still on the board. Some teams still will need a goaltender. Not all have been picked, and not all teams have even produced on one. I'm not too sure what teams haven't picked a goaltender, but I think Quebec hasn't. I'm not too sure about England. I think England got one. I'm not too sure. But either way, some good goaltenders still up on there and some good skaters still. We haven't seen all, but we'll have to wait and see as
Yep.
the pick is in. Oh my gosh. Okay. Adrian Tom? But okay. I will announce it because why not? England is proud to select from the depths of Milwaukee, Alfresco.
And San Antonio Rage player Al Fresca, 5 points and 5 gains, point per game player on the San Antonio Rage, one of the top teams in NumHL. He didn't get into as many games as they probably would have liked, but pretty safe pick, honestly, going into the 4th round there. I don't know how many better skaters would be available. I think Al Fresca has a lot of upside as a player, especially as a 4th round pick. There's no downside in taking him. And somebody else is on the clock. I don't know who. Canada, so. And they've made their decision, so I guess we'll just try and wrap this up pretty soon. We'll send it right back down.
I just want to pronounce this guy. I have zero clue how to.
I can pronounce it.
Okay, I'll just walk up. You got this. All right.
Yeah.
Well, the pick is already leaked, but as a Leon, I don't know how to say your name, but Leonardo. I don't know.
Liano, that's how I say it.
I don't know how to say it.
Liano.
Leano.
well,
There you go. Leano. Yay.
So
Leonardo.
Liano going to Canada. Bit of a, to me, a bit of a black hole in knowledge there. Liano didn't finish top 25 in scoring. I know a lot of their friend group says this guy's got potential, so I'll say that he's got potential. I'm pretty sure he's got a decent mechanic game there. Maybe put around a stronger core than the Chilliwack Chiefs had this season. Could really find a way to spotlight him, and he's being brought in to be a 5th man, a 6th man. He's not bringing in to be a starter. So a safe pick if you have a lot of confidence in this guy. And like I said, if you don't have a goalie, that's what a lot of these picks are going to be. They're going to be players that you just have confidence can come in replacement. Liano, a bit of a rough playoff series against the Jacksonville Jellyfish, and it looks like we're going to send it down to Quebec to make their final pick in the 4th round. I really like this pick.
All right. Wait 1 second while I pull up the pick. But no, the pick is in, and they are proud to select Damoni. I think that's the pick. I'm gonna fill it on this one.
Yes, please. I like the
Damoni-
money as a pick.
Damoni is a great goaltender. I have a lot of experience with him, as he was actually the original person drafted me. He is a great goaltender, having great performance in NAMHL and even playing some BHL games in the playoffs, showing his performance, playing really good. But either way, no, I think Damoni is a great goaltender. But no, I think he can prove himself in this tournament, and we'll see a lot from him, hopefully.
Absolutely. Great pick. Just a safe pick. Just a safe goaltender pick. Came in the NAMHL tournament as a backup to the New York Revolution, and when called upon was a fantastic selection there. Played for the San Antonio Rage this season. Once again, not your main starter, but a great goaltender and replacement. And DC Gem Master is going to make Slovakia's pick here, their final and 4th round pick. Say my name. I don't. You're the only one with rules.
Is this the 37th or 36th pick? Oh my gosh, I might have just broke the microphone.
You're fine.
Say my name.
With the 37th pick, Slovakia is proud to select Postulates.
Postulates slipping a little bit. I had him going 35th to Canada here. Just a safe non-HL player to pick. I mean, didn't end up finishing top 5 or top 25 in scoring at all. But he's going to be a serviceable 4th man. Nothing wrong to say about his game. We do have a translator on hand in case you can't understand what Slav's saying. Kidding.
That's
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, if you want to invite Glaz. What the oh.
He was already in the arena. He would already get up there.
Right, lads. Right. With the 30...
A kilt. Boy, laddie.
How do I get this filling? Right. 38th overall pick. Scotland is proud to select the main man, McChaney.
McChaney going here. Might be questionable if he's able to play. He has to get in the server within a certain amount of time, but he is eligible otherwise. McChaney here, a lot of upside. Fantastic in MHL when playing.
Wait, is he not in the
fantastic.
server?
He's not in the server technically, but send him
Oh.
an invite. He'll
Oh, yeah.
probably be eligible if he just joins. I
yeah.
don't see anything wrong with this pick. Season 14, his return to the Huskies, he showcased a lot of his skill, able to bring that team to I believe, a semifinal berth. Safe pick here late on the board.
Yeah.
And I believe we're down to Norway here. And Norway and Czechia, the last two picks. Oh, yeah. Is he in
hold on,
DHL at
hold
all
on.
anymore?
Right.
Okay.
Oh, right. Oh, right,
Sweet.
right. Okay, right. Give me a second. I'll go have a conversation with Smart Griffin.
We're going to give him an extra minute. 5 fucking minutes. Holy shit. And still a few. Yeah. Fair enough. 3 picks remaining here as we wait for Scotland. Still quite a few players available. Adrian Tom, Little Wool, Sith Dillon, TL Crafter. I guess Toasted as well. Arctic's available. So there's quite a few different players like Flips. So a lot of available options here for Scotland. They're not going to find a carry. They're not going to find the next generational superstar, but they are going to find a serviceable fourth or third man to play in their lineup. Hopefully, where they could pick another goaltender like England. Question. And
they announce it?
These last picks are taking longer than the early picks. Holy dibbles. You might as well just let him back in. Oh yeah, he's not in the. Yeah, he's not here right now. Please do. We'll do a quick recap. Wapex first overall to Czechia, only Burb to Norway, Diskuf McFariki to Scotland, ZCDS to Slovakia, and Theo to Quebec. That rounds out your top 5. I think we can. I guess let's just do a quick little most value picks here. I think Carter going 28th to Germany is a huge value. TCM going 29th to the USA, another fantastic value. Even Danielson going 30th. Fantastic value picks. Mavcast 24th. Yeah, another value pick, Grushka going 18th overall to Scotland. Scotland taking full advantage of where they're picking in the selection. Maybe a few reaches here. Zulu was taken pretty high by Czechia, but he probably wouldn't have fallen to 40th. So, I mean, there's reasons to pick them there. Other picks taken pretty high. Jail was probably a bit of a reach. Shug, huge reach in my opinion. Not that these are bad players, by the way. I think there's just better players available. Glasgow is ready to make their selection.
Right. I've had, after a long thinking period. Yep, long thinking period. There's only one man that could do the job for Scotland.
Save me a spot.
His name's Toasted XD. He will play for Scotland.
Like a kid on Christmas right now is what he's feeling like.
I was like, "You'll play for Scotland again. Get a kilt on."
Can we ban this guy?
What did he do?
Bad voice crack. Bad voice crack. But can we
I'm
ban
gonna
him?
die. Save me.
Get the kilt on.
Yeah. And Arctic going 39th overall. I think that's a fantastic value pick. You know what to do, Czechia. Say my name. Mizia might be. Mizia, say my name. Doggin, say my name. Breaking Bad gif.
What?
Hello. All right, I'm not on the server right now, so I can't walk up there. But
Say
I'm
my
taking.
name.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad, say my name gif.
All right, the 40th pick in the draft, Czechia takes Dianite, the goaltender out of Las Vegas.
That's not how you say Duma.
Not
No.
Duma.
The Dianite. Czechia doesn't have a goaltender. Right?
Finally.
Yeah, Czechia
I'm
doesn't have a
done.
goaltender, so a safe pick for
Oh, wait.
Czechia there. Could
My
still
bad.
sign some
This
decent
concludes the draft. There you go. I spoke into the microphone. Get out of here, everybody. I don't want to see your faces ever again.
players.
Right.
I have an announcement to make before anyone gets too ahead of themselves. After losing in the semifinal or in the finals of last season, I'm bringing my talents to Germany this season.
Nobody cares.
Okay, buddy.
So,
Nobody
biggest
cares.
free agent signing of the season, just so
Nobody
you know.
Yeah, nobody cares though. Anyways,
Aw.
sorry, Duma. Good commentator, just nobody really cares.
Dude, I got roasted for some of my analysis on players that I said while analyzing. I don't really know their game. It's like, bro, I said that I don't. Oh, that's probably Moya. I was like, I don't know how Moya plays, so I'm gonna say that it was probably a decent pick. And then
I
got
think I
roasted for it.
named. I think I did it fine. I think I announced.
If
Wait,
that-
before I do this,
I was trying to pick
Well,
Moya.
can somebody
my
break down
last
their
pick.
game? Like, I literally just don't watch Namachi enough to have a proper opinion on how they play.
I couldn't.
You should just send the graphic. The graphic's
As the
fucking
bot,
beautiful.
right? I'm so
Okay.
mad with you, bro.
Nice.
Oh my god. Okay, so did we cook on the stage, chat? I mean, we did this in like 3 hours, I think. What was it? 3 hours? 4
Mate,
hours?
you better get your kilt ready. You're playing for
It
Scotland,
better
big
have
man.
been
I'm
good.
glad you're trading me.
Get your kilt on and get in the net, mate.
No, you're trading me.
Get in the net.
This whole
mate.
place goes boom boom if I don't get traded. I
It would
swear.
be me when I
Whoa.
lose to Germany in
Yo,
finals.
Toasted, you can't say that here. Boom boom is an illegal word now. Anyways,
Nice.
yo, chat, are we gonna do a free agency live stream now?
Honestly, I won't be here for that. I was gonna say, do we want to do a quick draft reactions right now, Nuki?
No.
I was gonna say if we
No.
want to do a quick who pops out as good teams going forward, but up to you guys. If you want to end it too, I also understand that.
I need to end it so I can get the free agency stuff ready, because that's a whole different
Yapping.
set. I can help out, yeah,
Excuse me.
if I just get a list.
Okay, are we doing free agency
Alrighty.
now though?
All I have to say is Eins Weisser go Germany.
Gemma, you want
Uh,
to do